Welcome, 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 and thank you for joining. Let's get started and see what's happening in the markets this week. So I've looked at Forex Factory. This is the first thing that you should do every time you log on to do your trading session. Your trading session should last about an hour. If you've taken no trades, that's fine. Come back later. Aim for, this is a target. You don't have to do this every day. Aim for 8%. If you've done 8%, then that's you done for the day. It's not about quantity of trades. It's about quality of trades. And that's what we aim for. So there's nothing on the red flag news today, June the 28th. Then look at your currency strength meter. Do keep refreshing it because it changes all the time. We can see on here we've got the euro and the Great British pound strong, US dollar and Japanese yen the weakest. So this should tell you to be buying euro, GBP and Australian dollar calls, that's buying calls against the US dollar or the Japanese yen. So for example, I'd be looking for calls on Australian dollar against the US dollar and also against the Japanese yen or euro, JPY calls, GBP, JPY calls. US dollar, Japanese yen, both the weakest. So a little bit more risky on those trades. Obviously, they can go either way, but that is my favorite pair. So let's have a look at some of the payouts. 70% on US dollar, Japanese yen, euro, JPY, 70%. This is pocket option, which is a fixed time broker. You cannot roll over on this broker. And see where we are on here. %. This is a rollover broker. So we'll come over to our CASHTRAP, and also we've got other strategies and scanners here. This is CASHTRAP. These scanners, there's Liberty. Now there's two simple scalpers. Simple scalper is for a consolidating market, which normally is Tokyo. And then you've got pickpocket for an expanding market, which would be more like Leslie's session moving into London as Tokyo comes out of London, into London, and web slinger for a trending market, either going up or down. So Millie Miltz likes to use the old one. That's why the two versions are on. This is the latest one. Let's put it on 5 minutes. Just having a quick look at this for a change. See if we've got Euro JPY. So the market's just opened now. And you can see it's moving above. So this is how you read it. Now, I don't usually trade this, so this is fairly new to me as well. Now remember, we're just coming into the open now, so you can see it's above the midline. I'm on, oh, let's switch back to 5. Right, so at market open, we've got a heavy sell candle. I like to put it, make sure it's on my own time zone. Bottom right, make sure it's on your own time zone. And we know the euro is a great deal stronger than the Japanese yen on our currency strength meter. At market open, you do get these big Japanese candles, and then it sorts itself out. And obviously, you know, just read what you see, that it's below the band up here. It's come right down to the bottom. It's wicking off it. It's below the midlines here and here. So just looking at this. All right. So I'm going to come back to, we'll keep coming back to this, see how we get on. I'm going to put it back on HourGlass for the moment. And strategies back on CASHTRAP. Euro JPY, so you've got 43 on the euro, the base currency, to Japanese yen 50. So that means 1 euro is trading at 132.208 Japanese yen. That's your base currency. So if the base currency is lower than the traded currency, the Japanese yen, you'd want to be selling or taking puts, because that's telling us at the moment, that's that big candle that's caused that. So if we come back to our currency strength meter, refresh it, and you can see it's already changed. They've all evened out. So this is a little bit tricky. This is a little bit tricky for us because they're all very similar. But broadly speaking, we now want to be selling the euro, the GBP, and the US dollar against the Japanese yen, or buying the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Now this can all change over the next half hour, an hour, as the market settles down for the week, because the market won't have decided until candle close on Monday what it's going to be doing for the rest of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's the main trading days. So I'm going to come over to my trading view and see what's happening on Euro JPY. So now I know on the euro there's Eurozone inflation reports, I think. We've got hidden bear, which means our directional trend, overall directional trend, is down. And you can see it's dropped right to the bottom here on our divergence indicator. So some days, wherever you are in the world watching this, you know, this is all about market open and for the week. So you need to get a feel for it. You don't want to be rushing into things. You can see it is well below our 132.250, that orange line of support and resistance, and below the 200 moving average, which is cutting right through the middle. So this should even out, and it'll probably want to bounce along this line for a while because that says it's consolidating. Let's just go through our other pairs, see what they look like. Same on Australian dollar, Japanese yen, that blue line, which is the measurement of 200 of these bars. Each bar is a candle. So it's a rolling line of support and resistance, and that's taking place over any time frame. In this instance, it's 200 5-minute candles, but whichever time frame it's measuring, because it's cutting right through the middle, what it's telling you is that price, you see these candle close channels, the white lines, it's cutting right through the middle. So on that brown line, there's a little brown line, the midline. So it's telling you that price is going to start to consolidate. So just the market opened with a drop, but it's kind of like bouncing a ball, and it's probably going to consolidate. So it's not so easy to trade when you've got your midline, because that is also acting as a line of support and resistance. There it's acted as resistance, and back here it's acted as support, here it's acted as resistance. So price comes back to this sort of line to rest time and time again. Let's have a look at Audusd, same thing at the moment. Remember, this is market open for the week, so it's like wobbly jelly. It's trying to find its feet, what it wants to do for the week. Euro USD, the biggest traded currency, big drop on the euro again. 200 moving average cutting through the middle. Now GJ is interesting because you've got two heavy lines of support and resistance at the top. That was a beautiful put at market open because you've got the 200 moving average acting as a ceiling. So very heavy areas of resistance. So I'm actually going to look at GJ because what we'd be looking at is price to, let's check again, slightly weaker. I always refresh back on here because they do change. So I think I'm going to look at GJ at the moment, and US dollar, Japanese yen. So let me just take off those lines. That's from last week's markup. There we are. So on US dollar, Japanese yen, we've got the 200 moving average near the bottom, which could imply, and we're only on a 5-minute time frame, so your moves, your lines of support and resistance are stronger the longer the time frame. So we need to go up and see what's happening on the hourly and the half hourly, but that's sort of near the bottom. So UJ is quite a good one as well. If I put it on the hourly, I'll put it on the daily. Let's have a look at the range. So we can see it's now cleared out this area back to that whole number 111000, just edged above it. So what I'm going to do is just put some lines on. That's very wicky. I'm going to put my daily in white. It just helps you see where the range is. So the previous daily closed there, and its upper level, so it moved between those, that's 50 pips, it moved between that range for the day, and that was where it opened. And if we look back, that's an important area. So I'm going to write that down because it touched that top of that wick. So this is on UJ 110846 because my daily touched that wick, and that was where it opened on that green sell candle and it closed there, but it's because it touched that wick. So it represents a strong line of resistance for it, and then it wicked up on the buy candle just now. So then come down, don't do the 4 hour. You don't have to mark these lines up. This is the double blessing strategy. So on the 1 hour, I'm going to mark some lines again. So I've got the previous, I'm going to change the color. use yellow. So I'm using the close of that blue candle, which was the previous hour. Clone that. That's the open of it. That gives me my range. I could also put it on the wicks. I'm not marking where we are currently because it opened as a sell candle where the previous hourly closed on the buy on the blue candle. So it's using, you know, and I wouldn't do it here because price is still moving. And then you can see, if you look back, you can see how it's used the same line where that blue candle closed closed on the buy on the previous hour. There, it used it as support, it used it as resistance, it used it as support, it broke through here both sides, and it used it as resistance there before breaking through either side. So I know that's a good level at 811. I'm going to write down 811 on the hourly, and I'm now going to come to the 15-minute. And on the 15-minute, a little bit more difficult to mark up because we've got a lot of wicks. I can see on the 15-minute, 811 is a good level. It matches up with what we had on the hourly. So that is a strong level, and it's opened at that level as well. So I do like that as a range. Got a little bit of a lower range going on there, and I've got a little bit there at 808. I'm just going to leave it there at the moment. 808 matches up with the tops there, and there's a bit of a zone going on, a bit of a zone. So I could do one more line, but you could also draw a horizontal box, a rectangle box. So 808, 805, 808. And it matches up with the tops there. So some people say, oh, I haven't got time to draw all these lines, but strategically this will give you really great trades. Or like I said at the beginning, you can use some simple scalper on Liberty, which is for a consolidating market, which generally is what Tokyo is. It only moves about 20, maximum 50 pips, but about 20 pips. Tokyo into London is an expanding market. So you might want to look at Pickpocket, that's for an expanding market, and Web Slinger is for a trending market. See all these lines going down? That's called trending. All the lines going up, that's called trending. When it does this across like that, that's called consolidation. Expanding, this is yesterday's market, is when Tokyo, the green one, comes into London, and what happens is the bankers are buying and selling to find their range. So it can go up and down. If you go along the smaller time frames, it'll go up and down quite a bit, and you can't tell which way it's trending. So that's on the 15-minute, and then obviously the 5-minute is our default de facto position for trading CASHTRAP. So if we look at the previous, I'll put on a different color, and then we can go back. We're on the 15-minute candle. So previously, I'm looking at the top of that blue. I'm going to change my color to pink and clone it. And then pink would be resistance, blue is support. So I'm going to change just down on this one. I'll put different colors on. I haven't done it on the higher ones because I can remember yellow's my hourly and white's my daily. So I've got that blue line at 793, and that just is the same as that one before. What is that? That's 804, 805. So if you remember, that almost matches up with our 808 that we marked up here. I thought it was more of a zone. So that's quite interesting to me. I'm going to put that there at the 805. So 808, 805, I've got a little zone up there. And then I've got this one at 791, 791. Now the green is breaking through that. It could want to touch and reject off this 200 moving average. You can look on the 1 minute, which is your current, real current now moment in time. It's just broken through that as well. And then sometimes it will reject off that and then carry on up. But in this instance, it's decided it's breaking through the 200 moving average. So if you look at my my blue line for the 5 minute, follow it back here, you can see it acted as a line of resistance and beautifully matched up there as well. So I know that's quite a good line at 793. And that's very near to the 791, which is our hourly. So 793, 791, I know is a very good area of support and resistance, okay? So let's go back to, we've just missed the 15 minute. You know, I like to trade hourly, 15 minute, 30 minute, 45 minute, Evan Cabral's market timing. Let's see what UJ says. Now here's our dollar measure, the measurement of the dollar against other currencies. And the dollar says it's a call. The dollar is saying it's strengthening. It's coming off this midline with that line of resistance there. So if it wants to turn up, that means we'd want to sell. That means we'd want to buy the US dollar against the Japanese yen. Let's just check back with our currency strength meter. Now we can see we've got US dollars turned weaker. So I want to be taking puts. I'm going to come back and look at HourGlass. We've got a put at 795, which was one of our, sorry, it's just glitched over there, 29 to 39, called at 795. It's gone up to 827. So sometimes you get these momentum on these major pairs. It could be wanting to go up to the half hour and then turn. So these are algorithms. You've got to also do the analysis I've just done. So we know the US dollar's weaker, but I'm a fantastic believer in Evan Cabral's market timing. So I know the strength in these pairs, and the more you trade them, I only trade 5 pairs, the more you realize that, you know, it could just still have like an oil tanker momentum in the move, wants to go up for the half hour and then make the turn. Even though the currency strength meter is weaker and it's weaker here, that's all it's telling me. And you can see it's, we want 4 reds for a put or a sell. It's just parallel to our top red line there and there. These are our momentum indicators. So again, what that says to me is I just want it to push up a little bit more. Not sure we're quite going to get that 834. I had 846 as one of my levels, didn't I? And then 811. So it's at 757 at the moment. So I'd like to see it push up to 805, 808, 811, those areas I marked up. We know it's weaker, so I'm not sure we're going to get that 846 level that we talked about. But as we know, price always moves in waves. So put it on my time zone. So our so I'm just getting my bearings on this. Why is it saying that? Oh, okay. My time seems to have gone a bit strange at the bottom. That's a bit saying 0250. I've just changed to my current time zone. Maybe I need to refresh it. Let me just refresh it. $37 to 44. It's given us a call at 757. Ah, okay, I needed to refresh it. If it glitches on you, if you click on the box on the right, the reason it glitches is because it's adding up the numbers. So you don't have to trade CASHTRAP. You can go to Simple Scalper, and I'm going to show you some of what the trades look like on Simple Scalper. So we've got a call at the 20 past candle, but I know the US dollar's weaker, so this is a pullback. So you can see what's happened. That was our market open here, that big drop. See that big wick of the 8, that's off that 834 area. I had 846, but it's wicked off the 834. It closed at 768. 787 it opened at there. So it's come right down. Now look at our 200 moving average. So you can see it's turned green to red, meaning it's forcing price down. And we know that the US dollar is weaker than the Japanese yen. It is in the oversold area. It's off the Bollinger Bands. It's called it at 757. It's off a line of resistance, but you can see that red candle still going down. You know, it's just pushing the Bollinger Bands out now. So you wouldn't take that call score of 4 because it doesn't quite add up with what we're being told here. US dollar's weaker, and what we're being told here, 37 to 44, base currency US dollar weaker, and a massive engulfing bearish, you know, sell candle there. So it did a breakthrough to the Bollinger Band. It's done the retest. It's driving itself down. Now, when you get an algorithm like this, it doesn't mean that the system doesn't work. Strategy, it doesn't mean that. It's an algorithm, it's a bot. It says, what if this happens, if it hits the Bollinger Bands, if it hits the line of resistance. So it's adding up any 4 of the 7 or 8 points, but you need to apply some of your own intelligence and judicious analysis, because all we're looking for is, you know, the best probability for a trade, and patience pays. I'm happy to wait for the half hour to see what I get on this. But on the other hand, before I took a trade at the 30 minutes, it could drive down for the whole hour. It doesn't always turn at the 30 minutes. It's already done that break back there. But I would like to see it back up at that 782 area. I had 791, 798. I've got 782 there. There's that 791, which is the midline. So it's coming up. There's a little pullback coming up for the 25 past candle. Let's see what it looks like on this broker here. This is a 3-minute fixed time broker, this one. It's up at 760. So here's our high point at 764. So it doesn't mean to say I'm going to click the button. I need to refresh that. So it will always give you 3 minutes or whatever time frame you've put this on. I'm on USD JPY, payout at 70%. Sorry, it's still stuck from last week. So it's up at 760. Oh, big drop there. So, oh, look at that go. And there's no red flag news. So that's why you want to be cautious. I mean, remember, this is market open for the week as well. So you need to get your bearings if you're trading, you know, at this time. So on the 5 minutes, it's given us a call, but you can see these heavy candles. Let me look on the 1 minute. It's right down at 746. So now there's your 750, which is another quarter point. So at this point, if price is I'm on the 1 minute, remember, if price is breaking through this, it'll do a break and a retest back to the 750, and then we would take a put, because price always breaks and retest. If it doesn't reject and go back, it always moves between major levels. So it'll want to do a break and a retest back to that line and then carry on down, because price moves in waves. And these are really strong moves, aren't they? US dollars really tanking at the moment. Here it is here, 734. So it's 750. It's dropping 440, 50. Dropping quite heavily. 110724. So we are now nearly 3 pips below. I'm going to put it back on the 5 minute. So all my lines are currently not valid because it's just dropped way below them. Let's see what we've got on HourGlass. So I'm probably 28 minutes past. A bit reluctant to take a put on this, even at the half past, because it's right down in the oversold. It's tanking heavily, so you can switch to one of the other strategies. I'm going to stay on this for the moment. And what I'm going to do is just have a look back what happened with GJ. So GJ gave us the most beautiful put there at market open. That's a phenomenal drop there. So now it's down at this level. It's on its way down to that 750 level, and we've got it even Stevens with the Japanese yen, as is the euro. So the only one really we should focus on is either buying the Australian dollar against the US dollar or selling the US dollar against the Japanese yen if we're going to do any trades at this time of market open. So let's have a look. I haven't looked at Australian dollar. So you can see that's behaving itself a little bit better. We've got the moving average. It's right stuck at that level though. So we have got an upward trend. You can clearly see that. If I put the pivots on, you can see it on there. You've got that. What we mean by pivots is highs and lows of the market. So we've got higher lows. So it's forming an upward channel. That's a sort of transition. This is Sydney. This is our open for the week. If we come to the 1 minute, we've got it moving above our moving average. So we've got a little pullback. Where are we on that line? 912. Let me look on HourGlass. Just what's the dollar doing? Dollar says call 2 minutes ago. That's not what we want, because we want a put on the dollar strength if we're going to take AUD/USD. Now sometimes it doesn't always happen exactly on the half hour or the hour. Just click on this blue box on the right if it glitches when the signal changes, because it's just what it's doing is adding up the points, which is why it glitches. It can't just smoothly add up the points. It has to, the algorithm has to work its way around a checklist of 7 or 8 points. Where's our 200 moving average? We've got a put score of 2, but look, the Australian dollar's 57 to US dollar 24. It's down at 50% on here, so I wouldn't want to take it on there. What's it on here? 75%. Always look at the price on your broker. It's 902 on the broker. 902 on the broker. It's got a big drop there. 895, so it could come down to 882, where our 200 moving average is. I'm on the 1 minute. Put a line there at 886 here. And we've got the candle close at 887. 887, it's just off that midline. I haven't done the marking up of the lines. It's just dropped below our moving average there, but it is still in an upward trend. Let's go to HourGlass. So we are 3 minutes off the 35-minute candle. You can see it's just dipped down here. So for the strategic move, we want to wait to get 4 greens. That's the bottom green there. The bottom green, we want it crossing up, and we'd like it off the Bollinger Bands, and we'd like the currency strength in our favor. I can't even see where the 200 moving average is, just a bit weird unless I'm missing something. It's right off our midline though. So at the 35, let's see what we get now. That's saying 3 minutes ago. So US dollar is a put. That's good. Come back to the, sometimes you can miss trades if you're going to be scrolling up and down, that's all. You know, if you've got two, I have got 2 screens, so that's giving us a put 3 minutes. I don't know why it's saying 3 minutes ago, because really we want the 5. Check up here, you're on the right thing. Ah, there we are, there's the moving average, so it's turned red. Well, that's no bad thing, because what we want, we've got a put score, we're against the currency strength, 904, put score of 4, it's at 890. So let's wait for it to drop back down. We have got that sort of cutting through, so it's upper level at the moment. It's upper level on price. It's going to be 905 at the top end. So you have to get in precisely if you're going to take trades when it's doing this consolidating, because if it's going to come off this midline as to, you know, the up sort of the break and the retest back to that 880 area, then you've got to be pressing the button pretty quick, because you've only got 880 to 905. That will act as the ceiling and this will act as the floor, unless it drops all the way down, which I don't think it will, because this is the one where it's stronger than the dollar and we know the dollar's weaker. So we're coming up to the 835 candle. It's at 900 on this broker, so it's a tricky trade because of that 200 EMA slicing through the middle. Let's see what happens. 10 seconds. At 9.8, there's our timer. There's our timer there. It's down at 9.01 on this broker. It came down to 892, and it hit that level twice. So I might have. It's a trickier trade. You know, it's only, there we are. Call score of 2. Not brilliant. Don't really want to be taking that. And just refresh that. So I'm not going to take that. And because it's so much stronger, even if it bounces up here and gives us the cross down and the cross down, I've got a very narrow range here, and that would be a risky trade because it's against the currency strength meter. So to take a put off the 905 back down to that level, I wouldn't really want to be doing that either. You know, you don't have to be desperate to take trades. And remember, this is Sunday. This is open of market. So, you know, it's more time for sort of learning and looking. And there it is, very small movement there now. It's got to fight its way through that level. So let's see what happened on UJ. That went right down to 710, right where it wicked before down there. And now it's on quarter theory, which again is a very strong point of support and resistance. 36. So Let me look here. 75% payout. 753. 753. So it's just above the quarter theory. Currency strength still in our favor. HourGlass says, you know, and I always think this is a bit like fishing. You know, you don't want to just be clicking buttons. You want judicious entries. You're looking, as you grow your account, for 2 or 3 really good entries a day or a session, and that's really all you'll need. You'll get everything you want out of it. So the dollars are put. We've got currency strength in our favor, 34 to 47. It was a put at 745. A put at 745. Put score of 3. So I'm liking this pullback because I'm thinking you've got our 200 moving average moving to red color. Come up a little bit more. So for the 45 minute at 7 Cabal's market timing, we can see since 2 o'clock market open that price wicked off the Bollinger Band, went right to the other side, did a retest back to the midline, then rejected off it and has been heavily selling. And as price moves in waves, little wave back, it's in a downward trend. Put score of 3, not a bad score. I'll wait for the 45. Let's just see if we get another put. That level is at 751. So this is a very key area because it is a very, very strong line of support and resistance called quarter point, which was where the bankers put all their stop losses. So if it gives us another rejection, if it hangs around this level, so it's done a retest back and it wants to drop, and it has just dropped there. So I can't force the trades. I don't want to go in the wrong way, mess up my start to the week. 742, 755, there's your 750, that's the quarter point level. So if it went back up there, but it's at 742 now, then we could take that. But 72, 39, 39 past the hour. And let me look at, and you've got the dollar saying a call up here. Right, so Euro JPY, let's check out what's been happening on that. The Euro's weaker, says here. So again, I want that to push up. So market open, dropped right down, it stayed right down the bottom. Little bit of a pullback, price always moving in waves. Call score of 2, we want it up at the red line and take that for a put. Let's check it out. Yeah, we missed that one, 38.40. I'm on the 1 minute, let me put it back on the 5. Yeah, not sure we're going to get that at the 45. Euro JPY. Check on the currency strength meter. They're even Stevens, aren't they? It's still buying the Australian dollar against the US dollar or selling US dollar against Japanese yen is really all I want to be looking at. That's all I'm going to look at. Back to, now it's just coming through. Australian dollar's just coming through our 200 moving average. And it's above on the 1 minute. It's just hitting this line of resistance at 912. 912. 912. So once you've decided on your pairs for your session, don't look at any others. Just focus in, and then you feel comfortable trading them. have a look down here. Australian dollar. $57 to 31. It was a put. So that's okay. There it is, struggling on this line, which has turned red. So 3 minutes to go before the 45 candle. So from the half hour, I'd normally expect price to want to move up for the hour. So if this is a pullback, but we have got this line coming right through the middle at that 905 sort of area. Down here, 887. So we need it to be down at that level. See the red line there? Becomes support, resistance becomes support before taking it for a call. And ideally, we want to see the dollar turn to a put. And you saw how it glitched there. Just press this box here. Now, you don't always get the numbers coming up. It's just, you know, I can still do the analysis on it. You don't have to use CASHTRAP, as I say. You can go to Liberty, the Liberty scanners, which are free as well as part of this. So 57 to 31. 2 minutes to go before the next call at 45. Down at 903. That bottom level is that 891. 887, 891. Got hidden bull there, which means directional trend up. Payout on here is 75%. And, oh, it's only 50 on there, so I'm not going to look at it on there. It's still at 901. Just no good for us to take a trade. We're going to wait for 45. Okay, current price 899, 899. So give it 2 minutes, give it 1 minute, see what we get. But it's right on that. It is a concern, that line. It is a concern. It is a concern. Mm, 904, it's right on that line of resistance. So we really do need to catch it down here. You don't want to be caught at that upper level. 10 seconds to go, because that midline is slicing through it like cutting a cake in half. So it's acting as support and resistance, and price has got to bust through it. So we have got a call. A call at 888. Okay, so I've just taken a test trade. So I got in at 17 seconds past the 45-minute candle at 892. Expiry time is 2 minutes 20 seconds from there. You do, if you're below 2 minutes, which means you're deep into that 5-minute candle, then you want to be making sure you do set your timer. Well, now we are time-based traders. You can see, you know, it moves quite fast once you've got to decide what you're doing to get in. So there it is down at the 893. Now it only gave us a call score of 2. It's just dropping below. It's at 894 on the broker here. So I'm not sure I've got time enough. Oh, I can't roll over while it's in profit. 46.37. You've got 45 seconds before the end to decide on whether you're rolling over. I can't roll over at the moment because it's in profit. But we'll see how we get on. It's at 47, I've got 30 seconds to go on this one. So remember, once you've decided on your range, you know, this is why if you what I call miss the trade, now I was in at 892 instead of about 887, that was the best I can get. You don't want to be pressing the button because you've in effect missed the trade. But if you see price gives you a pullback to the area where you were going to get in, then sometimes what I do is I keep my finger pressed over the call button, but you have to make sure you slide it off if you're going to abort mission, because otherwise it'll put you in the trade. But you can release it. There we are. We did win that. Otherwise you can release it when it hits where you want to get in, and then bang, you're in as accurately as you can be. So that's the end of my session for now. I hope that's been helpful. So we are 1-0 to start the week, which is good. I wouldn't say that that was, you know, like the best trade to take, because it was like very much within this, it's pinched between, it's got this upper level to bust through. I know it's a hidden bull. I know it's on the way up, but you know, you've got a very tight range, and it only gave a cool score of well, 3 is a good trade. It's off the midline, but you know, your strategic trades will be taken off 4 greens for a call, or 4 reds. You know, the Bollinger Bands, a red arrow, a red put, etc., etc. Crossing down those 2 momentum lines, and with the currency strength in your favor, or vice versa. So that's it from me for
Miss Sarah.
Now.
Miss Sarah.
Hello, Joey. Yes, yes.
I just want to tell you I'm in profit starting the week off. Thank you.
Oh, bless you. Post your results in the Go Live group.
Thank you. Okay.
Information. What does Julie say? I'm so pleased, Joey. Sorry,
all right, I'll see you next time. Okay.
That's okay, Julie. Yes, and Les will be on. He's doing the London session at 10 a.m. UTC +1. And thank you, Julie. Really appreciate both of your time is our most precious resource. So I appreciate the company very much, and I will see you all on the next session.
All right. Bye-bye.